Hey everyone, Gem and Scrolls here. It's kind of late at night, but I thought I'd show everyone this because this is what keeps me organized more than anything else. So, before, when dealing with day to day, I used to get to the point where I'd have to deal with supper, and more often than not, I wouldn't have anything planned out. So, if I didn't pull anything out the morning before, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna have to do? What are we gonna have for supper? What are we gonna have for supper? And this is my godsend. So we're on week through 3. Today is Saturday, July 18th. Today we made chili. I was a little late putting it on, so it didn't become slow cooker chili, but we still had chili. I have week 4 planned out and most of week 5. And the reason why this helps me is because I now know ahead of time what I need to pull out. So for example, tomorrow morning I'll pull the dough out of the freezer that was made for the pizzas. I'll also pull the steaks out so that they have plenty of time to thaw for Monday. I don't have to put any more thought into my plans, but I am willing to change up sides. So just because we're having steak, if something is like, I don't have the stuff that I want to make the salad I want, so maybe I'll switch up the salad or something like that. And I'm still a little spontaneous, so like if we end up changing something, we just shift everything down. But it does help, and it saves me a lot of time having my meals prepped out. And when, like, on a week like right now, where we have 3 monkeys, both 9-year-olds are with us now, and I have my 18-month-old. So when we have a week like that, it just makes it a lot easier. As for meal planning, so you'll notice that sometimes. There we go. Sometimes it'll be something like roast, potato, veg, and Yorkshire pudding, which is on Saturday. Now, I know there's going to be leftover roast. There always is. And whether there's a lot or a little, I have on Monday a leftover roast fry with rice, which basically means I'll chop the roast up into little bits and fry it up with some vegetables, and we'll put that over rice. So I make sure to use what I know is going to be left over. Now you'll see things like day, off, night, off. That is Richard's schedule. And the reason why that's important to me is day shifts, I make him a meal and I have to make him a meal for the next day. So like honey garlic pork chops. I not only made a meal for myself, my 9-year-old, the 18-month-old, I made leftovers for his lunch. So I need 4 servings. On days that he's off, I don't need leftovers. I made the shepherd's pie leftovers for him going on to nights on the 17th. Now Anthony came on the 15th, so I made a shepherd's pie serving for 2 9-year-olds, the 18-month-old, myself, Richard, and leftovers for his night shift on the 17th. We had breakfast for dinner on the 16th, and since I had the shepherd's pie leftovers, I didn't have to make leftovers for him for Friday overnight shift. Now night shifts, he doesn't eat what we're eating through the day. He eats it as his meal through the night, so I only have to cook for him and the 2 kids and the baby and myself. So I'm only making 5 servings. And on a day shift, I'd be making 6 servings. But on days that he's off, if he's not working the next day, I'm only making 5 servings. So I have to kind of accommodate accordingly. And I think that helps a lot because, like, I can say, okay, we're making roast. We made sure to put the roast on because I want to use the roast for something. I made sure to put the roast on a day that he's off. Burgers don't really do well for leftovers, so I made sure to put it on a day that he's off. But the applesauce pork chops, Those will be great for leftovers that he can take the night before. The leftover roast fry, there'll be leftovers for him to take the next night. And on his last night shift, he comes home the next morning, he goes to sleep, he wakes up, he makes himself something for lunch, so he doesn't eat, so that always becomes a kid's pick, and they decided to eat quesadillas that day. They're gonna make them themselves. So the only thing I have to plan now is the Wednesday, and we're having tacos Thursday, so I only have to plan one more meal to have my 2-week schedule, and then fend for yourself, because we have a doctor's appointment in Sudbury, so my mister has to come home and fend for himself, because we live on an island where we don't usually eat out, but we will be eating out that day, and the kids are like super excited. But that's my way of doing meal planning. If anyone ever wants to discuss tips or tricks and further details for meal planning, let me know. I've been working on my way of doing things for a while. I find these index cards are my best friend. So now that this one's done, I will be able to get rid of that one, and we'll be starting week 4, and then I'll start planning week 6 after we've done our grocery shopping to see what kind of meat we're bringing into the freezers. But yeah, so I try to do 2 weeks in advance, but no less than 7 days, and that just keeps me in line and makes things easier. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you, or tonight rather, I guess. Thank you for hanging with me, and if you like and subscribe, I will continue to give you guys hints and tips and tricks, as well as my unboxings and pros and cons as they come around. Chat with you guys later. Bye.